Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Sarah. And we're the Go With The Flow couple. Well, today we are at Koreshan State Park. It's down in South Florida. It's near Bonita Springs. And we are right now in the picnic area. And I'm just going to do a 360. This is one of the picnic areas. Well, it's the only picnic area, but it's really pretty. It's got a lot of trees, a lot of shade around. And there's a trail that leads to a historic settlement here. So we'll be walking down that trail today and taking a few short video clips of it. And so, Paul, can you tell us a little bit about the campsites here?
Well, the sites here, the road's fairly narrow coming in and going around into the sites. The sites are fairly long, but the one that we're in is pretty tight. So we're kind of squished between bushes on both sides once we put our slides out. It was a little sandy coming in. However, we called this morning. I saw one of the park volunteers and asked him about some rock. And probably 10 minutes later, there's 4 rangers and 2 volunteers there putting rock down in front of our campsite by the bucket loads and said if we need more, just holler and they'll bring us more. So they're very receptive. It's a beautiful day here. We are going to be walking along the Estero River and headed to the Koreshan settlement.
Okay, we just walked down a little bit, not too far from the picnic area. This is the Estero River, E-S-T-E-R-O, and it looks a typical Florida river. It's peaceful and flowing.
It is brackish water. It's a mixture of fresh and salt water, and if you look across the river, you can see a lot of mangroves.
A lot of birds make their homes in the mangroves.
Mangrove and fish. So it makes a good estuary place.
Okay, so we walked down not too much further and found this short little pier out on the river. And I'll give you a closer shot of a mangrove that are here. You see the roots go down into the water, and that's how they get a lot of their nutrients, is from the water. This trail is the river trail. Of course, obviously it goes down by the river. So we're going to be following this to the Koreshan State Historic Site. It's about a 30-minute walk, is what the sign says.
That's a leisurely walk. It said 30 minutes for a half mile. Shouldn't take us that long to go a half mile. But taking pictures,
I love taking my pictures. Along these trails, they've posted informational signs about the vegetation in the area. We just saw a couple of signs about what would the fern plant?
Leatherleaf fern.
Leatherleaf ferns, which says they can get like 7 feet tall, and slash pine.
Slash pine is one of the common pines here in Florida, and it is used in the turpentine industry. Back in the 1800s, early 1900s. We're walking along the trail. We came around the corner and I saw a little bamboo, a little patch of small bamboo growing here. I said, oh, little bamboo? Big bamboo, and then looked to the right and said, oh, huge bamboo. So it looks like a nice little bamboo grove here.
Wow, I've never seen bamboo that big, that fat. It's huge.
It's been there a while.
Is it hollow?
Yep. Bamboo's hollow in between each segment. So it can be taken like this, and you use a tool to go down through the middle and clean out or clear out each one of those nodes, and they could use it for water piping.
Cool. This was a little interesting area that we just walked through. They actually had to cut the trail, I guess, in between the bamboos because they got so thick in this area, so they cut a little indentation.
You can see the roots of the bamboo. And bamboo is actually a grass. It's in the grass family.
So we're walking through grass.
Real
Tall grass. One of the volunteers at the park gave us some brochures, and Paul was just reading about the bamboo. It was actually imported in from the Thomas Edison estate, which is not too far from here. It's in near Fort Myers. So that's where all this bamboo came from. And we are coming up on an area known as Monkey Island. We just found out. Don't know why it's called Monkey Island. Maybe they had some monkeys here at one time. But oh my, what is that I see in a tree?
It's a ghost.
They have spirits here. It's a ghost. We found out why this area right here around me is called Monkey Island, or Monkey Puzzle Island. And it's because of these monkey puzzle trees. Now these trees, I guess, grew on this island, and there were two of them that marked the entrance to this island, and they stood right here. Now these are smaller saplings of the original ones. The original ones stood 70 feet high, and one of them they were both blown down in hurricanes. One of them was blown down in 2004, and the other one was blown down during Hurricane Irma. So they replanted these saplings, and it's still called Monkey Puzzle Tree Island. Not because monkeys lived here. Although, here's one. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, you did have me out in a tree, didn't you?
What? I did have you out in a tree, yes. Yay, he made it. Awesome. You know what? I'm not gonna join you.
Not gonna join me?
I'm not gonna join you up there.
Okay.
But let me take a picture because that's a great picture.
Ready?
Can you get down as safely as you got up? Oh, the things I ask you to do.
Things I do for my life. And for art.
I want to come over real quick and show you there's two bridges that lead to this island. We've already seen one of them, which the wooden one is over here, but the Victorian style bridge is a lot larger and prettier than the wooden bridge.
The wooden one is called the rustic bridge.
Rustic bridge. And this one has a beautiful fern-lined oak tree growing over it. But look at this bridge. It's called the Victorian
Bridge.
Bridge. It's a wooden and concrete structure. I love the design of it. It's really pretty.
This bridge was also destroyed. Forget what year it said it was destroyed, but it was after much research and deciding what it really looked like originally, it was rebuilt. Well, Sarah and I have been walking around Koreshan State Park and the Koreshan settlement. This area right here was settled by Cyrus, also known as Koresh in Hebrew, Teed in 1894, and it was a communal society. Communal societies were very popular in the late 1800s, similar to the Mormons and the Humanists and other organizations in different societies like the Shakers. And so behind me you see what's called the Founder's House. This was the house where Dr. Teed had his school, and also he and his wife lived there. Back behind it, which you can't see, is the original property owner's house, or the cabin. It was a Gustav Daimler who Teed bought the property from, a little over 300 or 200 and something acres here. Now, Highway 41 was not built back then. That's the noise that you can hear in the background. But instead of having to get here by Highway 41, they came by the Estero River, which is just beyond these trees back here. And there was a landing there that they called the Bamboo Landing. They decorated it with bamboo that was brought here from the Edison estate just up the road in Fort Myers. So other things that you see here back in this open area, this open field behind me, was where the two-story dining hall was. Beyond that was a bakery. One of the ways that the society made money was that they baked between 300 and 600 loaves of bread a day in that bakery. They used it for their own use, and then they also sold it. Out here in just a little bit, we'll see the general store that they had, which was in operation for several years, even here along once 41 was built. Another thing, back in the woods behind us that you can't see beyond the bakery, was a machine shop. It was a machine shop and a laundry that took care of all their needs. They repaired things, they produced electricity there with a generator. And the yellow building right here behind me is called the Planetary House, and it's where the 7 women who were the governing body for the society lived. And in the very top of it, the cupola up there, the gentleman that lived up there was the founder or the protector of the ladies who were downstairs. So it's an interesting property. Final 2 buildings back here behind me again is the art house. They put on plays and productions, orchestra music. They also had marching band. They thought that music and art was very important. And they really just tried to live a simple life. They tried to get rid of all the evil trappings from around society. The Koreshan Society was started in Chicago, which is where Dr. Teed lived. He was born in New York State, grew up in the Chicago area, and then brought his Koreshan unity down here to Florida in the late 1800s. And it flourished here. The last person to live here full-time passed away in 1982. And she is buried here on the property. The yellowish building that you can barely see through the trees over there along 41 was their general store, and that was one of the ways that they made money for the society, was by running that general store not only for the people here, but also for people in the community. So we hope you've enjoyed our tour today of Koreshan State Park, the Koreshan Unity Settlement. And I wanted to give a shout out to You, Me, and the RV and their Today is Someday shirts. We did buy one of the shirts from them, and helps to sponsor their veterans homes. So a big shout out to Phil and Stacy from You, Me, and the RV and their Today is Someday channel.
Thanks for watching our video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, The Go With The Flow Couple. Bye, y'all.